All right, hey, let's see if we are up and at 'em, okie doke. Checking to see, are we live? And it looks like signs point to yes. Live. Check. It looks like signs point to yes. All right, cool. So that sounds good enough. We're going to drop that down there. I'm going to grab this up to do some social media posting, let folks know that I am live, and we'll get through an intro here real quick. And we'll get to work. So hold on here real fast. Grabbing that, copy, paste. Good. All right, cool. So yeah, quick intro. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. What's up? I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online, and we're creating we're updating the 5-color magic spell point variant rules for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition that replaces the 8 schools of magic and the Vancian spellcasting system with the 5-color mana system from Magic the Gathering card game. Wizards of the Coast owns both Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons, which to me is like chocolate and peanut butter. It is amazing flavor with great crunch. I've been a DM since 1987. I've been an MTG enthusiast since late '95. I've been a freelance illustrator since '99, and I've been creating content on the DMsGuild since 2017. When Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica came out in 2017, I think there was a lot of excitement from folks like myself in particular and others like-minded MTG D&D enthusiasts that thought, oh, we're finally going to start seeing some Magic the Gathering stuff from Wizards of the Coast now that Guildmaster's Guide is coming out. What a great idea. But the 5e design philosophy is to fold idea like narratives and IPs and stories and ideas into the existing scaffold of the 5e game engine. So instead of them saying, let's take D&D and make it a magic system, instead, let's take Magic the Gathering and make it a D&D system. So Guildmasters were converted into the Vancian spellcasting system with the 8 schools. So we created the 5-color mana spell point variant rule system so that you could have the 5 colors instead of 8 schools and be able to tap and spend mana instead of spell slots to cast effects. And we've spent the last year creating new martial mechanics using mana. And now that the 2024 books that have come out, we are building these all out for the full caster classes so we can update the core mechanics that we built for the color mana system. So if you're on the X Twitter platform, I'm at Phil Kearney. You can catch me here for like when I go live, take a look at the different art that I do and coupons and stuff. On here on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we are live in the future. And if you want to see the here's all the color magic books that I've created so far. We're going to update all of these books and probably dissolve some of them, like remove some of them if they're no longer necessary. But otherwise, you can check out all these books. They all have free previews. And then the document that we're working on right now, the Martial Power System. If you click on that, it'll take you to my Patreon. If you want to contribute to encourage similar behavior, God bless you. Otherwise, just click on the Martial Powers button. It'll take you to the Martial Powers document that we have here, which is what I'm working on. For you, it's read-only. For me, I'll be editing it today. And last night, if you were around, we resolved the 4 Sorcerer subclasses. Saturday, we took care of the Wizard subclass stuff. And back, I think on Tuesday last week, we resolved the scaffolding and subclass and basic class options for the Druid. But now we want to go through and resolve the Druid subclasses as well. So I'm going to just grab a pile of this here real quick. We'll just grab some scaffolding here, copy this, and we'll go to the Druid and Druid companion stuff. I'm going to create plenty of space here. I'm going to drop this down into here, and we're going to go with Druid subclasses. Druids gain all the subclass features with the below modifications. If a feature isn't described here, it remains unchanged as written in the player's handbook. And then we'll figure out circle of insert flavor text here. So we're going to peel open the D&D Beyond. We're going to go to game rules. We're going to go to classes. We're going to go down to Druid, Javaju, and then we're going to go to the circles. So we have Circle of the Land. Got about an hour. Circle of the Land. Give me a hot second. I need to drop off screen here real quick and take a look at a reference. I'll be right back. Be right back. Sorry, I had to drop into the basement real quick just to make sure reality still worked the way that I expected it to. So, okay, cool. We are back. And let's make sure our video is still working. Looks like it does. Looks like our microphone still works. I've been having some tech issues as of late. So let's drop down to here, Circle of the Land, peel that out, go into here. Okay, so as it says, if there's no revisions necessary, we skip the feature. If it needs changes, we make them. So Circle of the Land spells, whenever you finish a long rest, choose one land type, polar, temporal, temperate, tropical. Consult the tables below that correspond to the chosen type. You have the spells listed for your druid level or lower prepared, blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This matches the patterning for the wizard. The wizard gets 6 spells of in the player's handbook. With the advancing magic system, whatever school you're in, you get 6 spells from that school automatically added. 3 at 3rd level, and then 1, 1, 1. So this has that same patterning, but this is different because whenever you finish a long rest, choose one type of land. But consult the table below, the corresponding choose any of the spells listed for the druid type and lower prepared. So you automatically get these spells. You're going to switch gears between the 2 of them. That's fine. I don't have any reason to disrupt that, so we're going to skip past it. As a magic action, you can expend a use of your wild shape and choose a point within 60 feet of yourself. Vitality-giving flowers and life-draining thorns appear for a moment in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point. Each creature of your choice in the sphere must make a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC, taking 2d6 necrotic damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. A creature of your choice in that area regains 2d6 hit points. The damage and healing increases by d6 when you reach level 10 and 14. Okay. Again, I don't know what levels these things happen at because it doesn't say anywhere in the description at what level these features take effect. I will forever chide wizards for not properly documenting their shit. So let's go down here. And let's go back to classes, and let's go to the 2014 classes because we might have an answer as to when these things are supposed to happen at. Because when you have more than 4 class features, but you only have 4 subclass levels, you got to ask yourself, where do the extra ones go? Don't ya? Don't ya? So, let's figure it out together. Circle of Land. There we go. Oh, god damn it. Okay, this might not go as smoothly as I hoped. Circles are at 3rd. Land Thane is at 3rd. Natural Recovery at 6. Ward at 10. and Sanctuary at 14. Does that jive? That jives. 14, 10, 6, 3. This is the same scaffold that the Wizard has, that the Warlock has, and the Barbarian has. They were so close to just standardizing subclass levels, but they didn't. So sad panda. We will carry on in misery together. So let's see. Do not need lands aid. That's fine as is. No need to change it. No need to address the spells. They're fine. Natural recovery 6. When you cast a level 1 or plus spell level that have prepared with your circle spell. Okay, when you cast one of the spells that you have prepared from the circle spells feature without expending a spell slot. So it mentions a spell slot, which means that we are automatically going to change the text because we don't have spell slots. So we need to address the difference in language, just like we had to do with sorcery points. Natural recovery. 1, 2. This will be level 10. I stream in the morning artwork for the Eberron adventure that we've been creating. And then on Mondays and Thursday nights, like last night, and Tuesdays and Fridays, like now, I stream game design work. And then on Saturday morning, I do a brunch stream from 9 till noon Seattle time, which is 12 till 3 East Coast time. I have an open workbench, which sometimes I work on art commissions, design work, personal projects, or like mechanical development or page layouts. Whatever's scratching my craw when I wake up in the morning, that's what I prepare to do, and we hammer that stuff. And sometimes I'll do a mix of stuff, but I'm here basically 10 times per week when I'm not sick, or I'm not playtesting. When I'm playtesting, I either lose my Monday or Saturday for anywhere from 1 to 6 months typically. And we're about to fire up playtesting for the Color Mana system and the Martial Power system that we've been developing, using them together. I'm going to be putting that to my Discord channel tomorrow morning for the Discord channel to decide which day of the week it's going to be, and whichever day it's going to be, whoever's interested can raise a hand, volunteer. I like to have anywhere from 3 to 5 players per session. It's going to be a 3rd level to start. We're going to go to level 10 over the course of November through April. We'll go from level 3 to 10 in the classes that we've built using the subsystems and the mana system that we have. That's all throughout this document that you can look at with me right now. And we're just going to do a mega dungeon. We're just going to use a dungeon generator. I've been running since 1987 as a DM, so I'm pretty comfortable with running mega dungeons. Just going to toss everybody into it. I'm going to have just a bunch of monsters and generated. We're just walking around, doing dungeon crawl shit, beating up monsters, collecting treasure, gaining experience points, and gallivanting through the multiverse together. So if you're interested in that stuff, you can join my Discord channel, which has a link right here. Yeah, if you click that, it'll take you to you are invited. Please join and accept, and you can drop down to the playtesting section, and we'll be there tomorrow morning, encouraging people to sign up, and we'll see who we've got in the mix this time around. If it's going to be Monday or Saturday. And depending on which one it is, we'll see who gets to play, who's volunteered to play. And if I can't get a roster of at least 6 people that are interested in round robining in a West March style, then I'll outsource and try to collect some people off of Discord, Reddit, X, and Facebook. So if you want to see it at the table, now's the time to jump in. If you want a guaranteed seat at the table, if you're a $1 contributor to my Patreon, and we play on the day that you want to play, you are guaranteed a seat. So we'll be doing more stuff with Patreon once this channel monetizes and I can start selling stuff through Shopify here, where we'll start building out licenses and stock art to sell through this stuff if people are interested in my stock art. So anyway, back on task. I'm going to take a sip here. So let's see how natural recovery works. We know we have to make an alteration to it. Copy. Let's crack open Still recovering from a cold. Excuse me for a second. It's like I've got the consumption. Oh, Kakero, don't die. You can cast one of the level 1 plus spells that you have prepared from the circle spell feature without expending a spell slot, and you must finish a long rest before you do so again. In addition, when you finish a short rest, you can choose expended spell slots to recover. The spell slots can have a combined level that is equal to or less than half your Druid level rounded up, and none of them can be level 6 plus. For example, if you're a level 6 Druid, you can recover up to 3 levels worth of spell slots. You can recover a level 3, 2, or 1 times 3. And once you recover spell slots with this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. So we're going to drop the free casting because you get a ton of mana already, and we're about to give you more. The reason mana is so nice is because it's flexible. The reason why 5e24, they recognize that there's a limitation on how usable spell slots are. They've hamstringed themselves by legacy, binding themselves to the legacy of the Vancian magic system with the spell slots in the 8 schools. They're trying to provide more flexibility in clever ways, which is, I respect that, but you don't need this stuff. So we're going to nick that off of the class. You're going to have 80 mana overall over the course of 20 levels, so you've got tons of it. So we are shortening it when you finish a short rest. You can recover expended mana up to your max casting level gained as a Druid. For example, a 13th level Druid can recover 7 mana this way. Once you do so, you can't use this. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest period. Hey, Timely Timer, thanks for keeping tabs on time with me. That is our official 1 hour marker. We have 1 hour left. You can recover expended mana up to your max casting equal you can recover expended mana up equal to your maximum casting level up to the maximum level spell you gained as a Druid. That's the proper way of wording that. For example, a 13th level Druid can recover 7 mana this way. Once you do, you gained. Gain as a Druid. For example, a 13th level Druid can recover 7 mana this way. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until mana this way Yeah, and it says recover, which is a subtle term, but if you're only missing 3 mana and you use this ability and the maximum amount you can recover is 7, you can't recover more than 3 points because you are recovering mana, not adding, just blindly adding mana. So there's that. Pretty straightforward, but it's important to say that sometimes. Maybe I'll add that to the language if necessary. Nature's Ward. You're immune to the poison condition, and you have resistance to the damage associated with your current land choice in the circle spell features as shown in the Nature's Ward table below. Do we want to get cheeky? Because if we really want to get cheeky, I think there's an opportunity here that I'm missing. All right, we're gonna add this. Circle of land spells. Circle of the land spells. Because it's too obvious. I can't believe I almost missed it. When you finish a long rest, choose one type of land. Plains, islands, swamp, mountains, or forest. Consult the table below that corresponds to the chosen type. You have the spells listed for your Druid level and lower prepared. Druid level. No, that's right. There. Plains. Mountains. Nope, sorry. Islands. Mountains. Damn it, Kearney. Swamps. Why are you so obsessed with mountains today? Let's do like this. One, two, three. All right. This is going to be contentious. So let's let it be contentious. I will invite you all to challenge the decisions that I make right now, because I am not committed. I'm not 100% committed to any of this stuff, but I think it's worth exploring. So let's see. Type of land. So we're looking at here, we're looking at 2, 1, 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, cantrip, 3, 5, 3, 4, 5, 2, cantrip, 1, 2, cantrip, 1, 3, 4, 5. Cantrip, first, second, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. So cantrip 1/2 or 1/1/2, etc. So let's crack open the let's go back to the top. Let's just look at ye old spell list, shan't we? And let's start plucking some spells. Spell name, we're going to show the advanced filter, and we're going to go with source category. Core rules. And we're going to go with cantrips to start. And filter go. Chill touch, dancing lights, druid craft, elder's blast, elementalism, friends, guidance, light, mage hand, mending, message, mind sliver, poison spray. Ooh, poison spray. That's not a bad one. Prestidigitation, ray of frost, resistance, sacred flame, shalala, shalalalala, sorcerer's burst. That might be a red spell to take. Spare the dying. That's interesting. Starry wisp. You launch a mote of light at a creature or object within range to make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes radiant damage. Until the end of the next turn, it emits dim light. Starry wisp feels kind of nice as a plains spell. Thorn whip's not thunderclap. Oh, let's go with Thunderclap to start for mountains. That feels good. Vicious Mockery. Oh, that's a decent red spell, I think. Let's crack open the big bad list of bad that we have already. Let's go to Master Expanded Spell List. And Vicious Mockery, where do you land right now? Let's go to I have to go to the full list. This is just PHB spells. Let's go to all spells. Black. Let's see. Thorn Whip doesn't sound bad for Toll the Dead. You point at a creature you can see within range. A single chime of Dolores' bell is audible within 10 feet. The target must succeed on a wisdom save or necrotic damage. We're gonna go with Toll the Dead as a for swamps. I like that. And let's go with Thorn Whip. Then for plains, resistance isn't horrible. Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost isn't ooh, Minor Illusion. Mind Sliver. Mind Sliver is blue, isn't it? Oh, that's a. Why isn't that listed in here? Oh, that's all PH spells. All spells is what I want. Yeah. Mind Sliver is what I want to see. Blue. We're gonna call that blue. Hey, what's up? What are you trying to do currently? Make MTG spells into magic cards or something? Oh, hi. Welcome to the mix. Logan, I guess you just don't know what my deal is. Just to rant for a little bit. I created a 5-color mana spell point variant rule system on the Dungeon Master's Guide, and I'm currently updating it for the 2024 rules. It's 6 books right now. It's got a pretty good rating. And, yeah, right on. If you're a Magic the Gathering enthusiast, Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons are both owned by Wizards of the Coast, but they made some Magic the Gathering settings into D&D, but they kept the 8 schools of Magic and Vancian spell slot system that D&D is famous for. But what we do with these books is we get rid of the 8 schools and spell slots, and instead we use the 5-color mana paradigm, and we have a mana system to tap and spend spell points, mana, instead of casting. So like in this case, we have an identity for all spells in the game, and if you want to see those yourself, you can go to the list here and look at, this is a pay what you want book, so you can just grab it if you want. But all my books are free preview. You buy the books because you want me to make more of them, but I let you see the books. Most of these have like assets and added stuff to them. But here's just the basic principles of how Magic the Gathering works. Yeah. So you have white, blue, black, red, green, and then there's a number of different aspects, like game mechanics or like tags that exist inside the 5e game engine that kind of line up with how D&D works. So like white you can argue with me all you want over this, but generally white magic has things to do with divinity, healing, light, protection, restraint. And like black has control, which is different from restraint, right? Entropy, fear, soul, which is different from divinity, and darkness, which is the opposite of light. White and black has a classic paradigm there. But like look at green, it has healing, which is also in white magic. Nature, spirits, plants, spirits, soul, stuff like that. So we have white, blue, black, red, green magic, and then in D&D there's 10 damage types. And so we code each of the damage types to the color white, blue, black, red, green. And these are being taken from a couple thousand different Magic the Gathering cards that we've looked at over the years. So the different aspects of Magic combined with the type of damage that they do creates a matrix of what color each spell should be. And if you just have a pool, if you want to use spell slots, you can. It just becomes narrative. I'm casting a red spell. Ooh. I throw my fireball. That's a red spell. There you go. Or if you're using the mana system, you can just have a pool of mana. It's like, I'm going to throw a fireball. I spend 3 points of mana to do it. I make it a red spell, and there you go. Or you could be hard. You could be you can be a hard magic system where when you have a pool of mana, you have to devote each point of mana to the color of the spell if you want to cast it. It's like, for example, the classic that we just used there is Fireball. Fireball deals fire. Fire is classic red magic in Magic the Gathering. 3 points of mana for a 3rd level spell. It has to have 1 point has to be red, and the other 2 points can be whatever you want. Whenever you take a short or a long rest, however much mana you currently have in your mana pool, you can devote all that mana to any color that you want. So you can start off and I'll show you real quick. I'm playing a Selesnya Divine Sorcerer in a Curse of Strahd game right now. I just got to 5th level with him. So I have access to 3rd level spells as a sorcerer, all the sorcerer and cleric spells, and I'm using hard magic. So because other characters aren't using a mana point system, I want to balance my power against theirs. So I have to balance my mana pool. I have 21 points of mana, and a sorcerer combines both sorcery points and spell points into just one big pile. And then I can prepare any number of sorcery, meta magic, or spells to be able to power to be able to spend spell mana on and cast spells and shit. So I have 21 mana at 5th level, and the way that I currently break it down is 15 in white and 6 in green. I have access to 3rd level spells. I have counter spell, which is I've defined as, if we go to our big book of spells, we go to counter magic. Counter spell is a blue spell. But you can see here, I have it assigned as white. I had to learn it twice. I can either go to a library and research it so I can make that spell the color that I want it to be. It starts as blue, but I could research it so it's white for me. Or when I'm preparing spells, I can learn it blue, and then I can learn it a second time so it's the color that I want it to be. So I used 2 spell selections for me to make Counterspell a white spell for my character because I only work in white and green magic. Other spells, Web is a green spell, 2nd level, 1 green and something else. Magic Weapon is a white spell, white and another point of mana. Spiritual Weapon is also a white spell, white and 1 more. Cure Wounds is both white and green. So you would go down to Cure Wounds. It's either white or green. I could learn it as black if I wanted to, if I wanted to learn it twice, or I figure out, because I'm using Selesnya magic only, I'm restricting myself to only those 2 colors. So I have to make my magic work inside of that parameter. It's a way for me to balance spell points against spell slots, so I don't have just a dramatic advantage over them. So it's a really fun, and then it becomes a fun subclass, like a little metagame for me, because I'm building my character's mechanics to complement the colors that I want, white and green, because I worship Selûne, which is a nature goddess in Forgotten Realms of white and green magic. So all of the Selûne stuff I do, there you go. I have Careful Meta Magic, which only costs 1 point, and Quickened Meta Magic, which costs 2 points. And that can be any color mana I want. I just got to spend it on top of the spell points I spend for my spell. So, and when you upcast, you just add on extra points of mana. So, yeah, it's very straightforward. The first book I came out was in 2017. And I've built a number of books since then. And for the past year, I've been building a martial system called Martial Powers, which provides a mana system to barbarians, fighters, monks, rogues, that are the same type of mana mechanics. And then we also have paladins and rangers in here as half-casters. So when this book is done, and if you want to look at this, it's read-only, but you can look at the entire thing. If you click here on the Martial Powers playtest, it'll take you to my Patreon. If you want to subscribe, God bless you. But you can just press the Martial Powers button, and it'll pop open the document that we're working in right now. It's read-only for you, but the entire 146 pages that we've been working on are here. It's got all the modifications that you make to your... this is basically, you can just staple this on top of any martial class, or you can just staple the mana system on top of onto any spellcaster, and you can just run it as usual. Or you can really get deep into it and start modifying the classes and subclasses built around their color identities. So like last week, you can check my playlist to see recent runs, but on so was it Saturday last week, I think, we rebuilt the wizard subclasses. So we have the full wizard scaffold here that's rebuilt using 2024. The things that need to be modified to take into account mana are modified here. And then we got rid of the 8 schools, so now we have traditions of white magic, red magic, blue magic, all these subclasses, and you can see that we modified all the things. Like black magic is currently my favorite one. So first off, take any 6 wizard spells over the course of your levels, and regardless of what color they're supposed to be, when you learn them, they're always black. So like I could pick up like Force Wall, for instance, and if that's one of the spells that I learn at 9th level, it becomes a black spell because it's mine. Another thing that I can do, Grim Harvest. When you kill a creature, you get temporary hit points. That's straight off of the Necromancer. But I have to spend black mana when I do it. So if I kill a creature with a fireball, I can get, and I use all black mana with that fireball. Like if I modify that fireball to be a black spell, and it costs 3 mana. But if I leave it red, and then I spend the other 2 points with black mana, 1 for red, and then 2 points could be whatever. If I make them black, using Grim Harvest, when I hit you with a fireball, I can also get 2d6 temporary hit points. Summon Thralls, you always have the Summon Undead spell prepared, and whenever you cast it expending only black mana, the undead gain the benefits of being upcast without expending additional mana to do so. So you're building stronger minions by using only black magic this way. And then you have the Inured by Necrosis, which is you control your control of black magic, inoculates you against the baleful effects. So I have resistance to necrotic damage, and my hit point maximum can't be reduced, which I stole from the Necromancer subclass. But then we added, and as a concentration effect, I can ignore 1 degree of exhaustion for every point of black mana that I tap and concentrate on, up to 5. So I can ignore exhaustion for 5 days of not sleeping or drowning or whatever. As long as I keep adding more mana to my concentration, I can continue to ignore exhaustion effects until it finally kills me. And that happens at 10th level, which is half your level. What do black wizards like to do? They like to become liches. Why do they want to be liches? Because using this method for the past 10 levels, they've tasted what it means to not have to sleep, not have to eat, not have to breathe. And they can just do this while they're studying their books for weeks. And they get addicted to that disconnection. So now when they get up to 20th level, like, I want to make this, I don't want that 6th degree of exhaustion to ever hurt me. I want to become undead myself so I can ignore that. That's like a narrative that goes inside of this. And then you have Fiendish Ally. You always have the Summon Fiend spell prepared, and whenever you cast it by expending only black mana, it becomes a persistent spell, which means you don't have to maintain concentration on it, and it'll stay with you all day. So, but there's a lot of rules about like concentration and duration and stuff that are inside the core mechanics book. And I've been using it since 2016 and then playtesting, and then we actually built the book. And since then, I've ran a full 20 level campaign from level 1 to 20. I've ran multiple playtestings between level 3 and 12. And I've ran a sustained game from level 6 to 14 with it as well. So I've got about 20 different people that have been playtesting it over the course of 7 years, anywhere from level 1 to 20 on a weekly basis. So to me, it's a really solid system. And 2024, all the cool toys that we got from 2024 is just making it better. So right now what we're doing is we're converting the Druid. And the Druid of the land is the first Druid. And of course, when we're talking Magic the Gathering, what are the 5 classic lands that you have in Magic the Gathering? Plains, islands, swamps, mountains, and forests. So instead of being the normal Druid of the land, which has, what does it have? Polar, temperate, tropical, and arid land. Instead, we're giving them the color identities. So that's what we're doing right now. So you're almost caught up. That's a quick splash. Now I thought I would understand the appeal of necromancy. That was a very good. Thank you. This is the only thing I've ever seen that says, why would you want to be a lich? So I can read a book for fucking ever and not have to worry about sleeping. Like, that's a really great reason for what you think. Anyway, I'm just agreeing with you agreeing with me. So, yeah, I'm still building books. Spellpoint Warlocks, Spellpoint Sorcerers, and Spellpoint Artificers are on my list, and of course all the martial characters. And then once I do all of that, I can like do Book of Demir, Book of Kalishtar, just blah 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 forever. And a lot of that stuff I can't publish on DMsGuild, so I'll have to go to just publish it on my Patreon. But yeah, I'm a big MTG D&D nut. So it's chocolate and peanut butter to me. So this is stuff that this is what I do in the spare time. I've been a freelance artist since 1999. I know that I'll never be a Magic the Gathering artist. I don't see color, so my color isn't as good as it needs to be to get published by Wizards. So the best thing I can do instead is make color mana books and then illustrate them myself. So right now I'm trying to figure out what would be the best spell out of all of the cantrips to give to Plains. And I kind of like Light, and I kind of like Guidance. So let's look at the big bad list. Let's look at Guidance. If Guidance is white, I'm going to give him Guidance, because that's just a good spell. Oh, this is level 1. I'm going to go down to cantrips. So yeah, I stream game mechanics 5 days a week, and I do artwork 5 days a week. Art in the mornings, and then design work on lunch times, evenings, and on the weekend. Guidance, white spell. Yeah, let's give him that. That's a fucking great spell. And islands, I think we were going to go with Mind Sliver. I think that's where we're at before we jumped in. Yeah, Mind Sliver. There we go. So that's our list of cantrips. So at 3rd level, the Druid of the land gets a cantrip, a 1st level, and a 2nd level spell. So basically, I'm just trawling the list to see. This is still the old 2014. The next, once I finish doing these subclass conversions, and all we have left after this is Warlock, Cleric, and Bard. Once those are done, we're going to go through this entire list, and we're going to rebuild the entire thing without any assumptions, just looking at what 2024 is. And we're just going to completely rebuild it so that the book will be ready to go. So, thanks. I appreciate that. Hey, Nightmare. Oh yeah. Yeah. Magic. Yeah, Dice Try is awesome. Yeah, Dice Try is awesome. He inspires me. I love how well building your character's like attitude using color magic can then be reflected in the mechanics of your character. Like if I have an Izet mentality, whether I'm playing Ravnica or not, I could just decide to devote myself to only red and blue mana, and then make my character operate inside of that parameter. So we're going to update the spell list here. Click it over to first level spells. And so we have our list here, and we have our comparative list here. And I think I only have like about 30 minutes left. Yeah, I only got 30 minutes left. So we're probably not going to get this done today. But I'm going to come back and do this tomorrow morning from 9 till noon, Seattle time, which is 12 till 3 on the East Coast, or whenever in the rest of the world. But yeah, we'll be back for a 3-hour block tomorrow to continue working with this. But let's see what cool shit we can find in the meantime. That might I'm just going to do just a quick glance through. Compelled Duel for red kind of feels cool to have for a Druid, because like I want to take stuff that's like not just normal Druid shit, so that you have like oh, it's fun to be able to bend into that stuff, you know. Like Dissonant Whispers as a blue power, that might not be bad. We already have Mind Sliver, so I might want to go a different direction with it. I don't think Earth Tremor is. I should actually be looking here for what's in the 2024 book first, actually. So let's keep our shit under control, shan't we, Kearney? Color Spray might not be bad for blue at all. God, Command. That's a really cool. That'd be a really, really cool. Let's do that. Let's go with Command. And you guys are welcome to trump me on any of these if you think there's a better idea somewhere else. Like if you've got something that you think is more iconic for these things, I am super open to it. I might change these up a few times, but this is just us walking through the process to see how this shit works in general, right? So we'll be able to keep it up from there. Let's see. Oh, Divine Favor as a white spell? Until the spell ends, your attacks with weapons deal an extra d4 radiant damage on hit. That would be kind of cool to stack with Shillelagh if you have it. And it's a non-concentration spell, according to this. That's not a bad idea. Let's do that. To at least benchmark it, right? So we can keep moving on. I'm not going to claim this is the final best answer, but I think it's cool. So, what's something cool we can do with blue? Is Featherfall a wizard only? Yeah, God, Featherfall as a blue spell just sounds like a great idea. Oh God, Dice Try is fucking awesome. Hold on, let me Here he is. Oh, I painted this, by the way. that's my art, so you can check that stuff out. But yeah, let's go back here and get back to here, and here's Dice Try's channel. Go subscribe to him. He's fucking awesome. He will take you down a rabbit hole you will happily stay inside of all winter. Back to our spells. God, yeah, Featherfall for blue that just sounds fun. Fog Cloud, Goodberry. Goodberry's 2 on the nose for green. Let's see. Is there something interesting? Hellish Rebuke. We're looking for mountains and forest, so red and green. Hunter's Bark for green doesn't sound like a bad idea to give to a Druid. And it's a ranger only spell, and Oath of Vengeance. Let's do that. So if you take Shillelagh, Hunter's Mark, and Divine Favor, you'd be doing D6, D4, D8 damage on a hit, plus your Wisdom saving throw, your Wisdom bonus. That would slap. We're making a monster. Now we're looking for Mountain Red. Let's see if there's something cool that comes up for Mountain Red. Jump for a Billy Goat. That's not a bad idea. Is jump coded to red? I feel like it's not, but let's verify. HIJ. Yeah, jump is green. And I just think Hunter's Mark is too fun in comparison. So let's keep hunting. Red. Searing Smite. That's a ready spell. Does fire damage. We can put Searing Smite on the block as something. I'm open to that. Thunderous Smite would make sense for red. I kind of like that too. Ooh! Thunder Wave. Is that a naturally Druid spell? Because if it's not, it totally is going to be now. Yeah, it's already on the Druid list. Okay. Well, let's curb my enthusiasm there a little bit, Kearney. Unseen Servant? I think that's a blue spell because it's a force effect. Let's do that. Unseen Servant's cool as shit. Hey, it's a straight blue spell. Oh, god damn it. I'm looking for red. Come on, Kearney, stay on task. All right, I'm going to go back to the beginning just to go back to the beginning. Just to wind through these again real quick. Just to see if there's something that jumps out at me. Compel Duel? Is Compel Duel? If Compel Duel is red, we're taking it. I think it is because it's emotional. Red. It's blue. It's black because you're controlling somebody. You're making them do things against their will, which is generally like a black idea. And red because red is packed with emotion. So yeah, let's go with Compel Duel. I think that makes for a pretty cool kit. Sure, break the trend, buddy. Let me open up some space here. There. Oh, now we're looking for second level spells. So let's tool down on our master list to second level spells. And let's kick up here and drop that out. Put this in. Filter spells. So yeah, all those books on the DMsGuild, they're all free previews. You can check them all out. But we're rebuilding all of them using the new 2024 rules, since this is the new rule, and 2024 is by far outstripping 2014 sales, which means the entire audience will switch over to 2024 eventually. For those that don't know, on the DMsGuild, once you grab a book and you update it, like, hold on, let's just go back to the Spellpoint Warlocks, for instance. I didn't have any revisions to that. Let's go. I know I've made revisions to the core mechanics. So like I said, there you are. And this is the current version. I can go back through and look at previous versions, and you can grab any of the prior versions. So even though this one is built for 2014, it's 75 pages. And its system is archaic. Like back when I first built this, I only had one color per spell. But as I continued to play test it, it worked fine, but it became more and more like, why wouldn't I want to make this be a black and a red spell? Why couldn't I just do that? I mean, if I can learn it to be a different color spell anyway, why don't we just expand the set so it's more versatile and more friendly, give more options? That made a lot of sense. So we went through and rebuilt everything to have multiple colors, but I haven't updated the book. Instead of updating the book, I just added a revised color mana spell list, which gives you the stuff that we're looking at now. But now that we're converting everything, this gives me an opportunity to consolidate all of this stuff. This will just become a coupon for buying the full bundle. But yeah, now we're going through this, I just want to update all of these books so they'll stay current forever, since this is supposedly the last edition. So let's get back on task. We're looking for second level spells now. So looking at this again, Compel Duel, that feels good. Hunter's Mark, that feels good. Command for Swamp, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm good with that. So let's go with second level. want to try to find something that's not as conventional. Blur is something that's actually on the list already, so we should give Blur. That should be a blue spell. So let's check it out. Yeah, blue and green. So let's give Blur to blue. And Calm Emotions. I think that's red. Yeah, it's red. God, is that a Druid spell? If it's not. Oh, it's not a Druid spell. That's fucking perfect. Love it. Continual Flame. That's not a bad idea for white. It's already on the Druid list, so I'd rather not just give it to him if I don't have to. Darkness. That's a very black spell. And it's not on the Druid spell list, so yes, Plox. Darkness. Oh, Detect Thoughts for blue? Oh, shit, that's cool. Maybe. We'll think about it. If we can't find something really good for green, we'll give them Blur, and then we'll pick up Detect Thoughts in the islands. I'm not necessarily interested in maintaining a druidy feel. I want to bend outside of their normal set. So like you want to get into islands or you want to get into black, you know, whatever. Ooh, find Steed. Do I just want to eat Paladin's lunch? Kind of. Fine Traps. Get out of here with your Fine Traps, Barp. Oh god, what am I looking for? White and green, is that it? Yeah, white and green. Hold Person is a white spell. It's a restraining ability, so that's a classic white. Yes. Oh, Druid already has it. It's hard to find green spells that aren't already inside of the Druid spell list. That's an illusion effect. I don't think I want that. Pass Without Trace. I think that's already a classic Druid spell, isn't it? Yeah. Very, very classic green. Ray of Enfeeblement's not a bad black spell. Darkness is so good though. Darkness is so appropriate for swamps. That's just too flavor rich. I gotta keep it. Shatter, Silent, Shining. Ooh, Shining Smite. It is Radiant. We could. Thank you. We could go with Shining. We could go with Shining Smite. Spiritual Weapon. That's kind of a cool thing to give to. That's kind of a cool thing to give to Druid. Like if we really want to make a combat Druid, that's not a bad choice. And I'm certain Spiritual Weapon is white because it's radiant damage and it's a divine spell. It generally gives you a white result. So what was that? Spiritual Weapon. Yeah, flat white. Yeah, let's do that. Until you find something. Until I'm killed or you find somebody better. Spiritual Weapon. And then there was only green. I love that Compelled Duel is then immediately countered by Calm Emotions. That's great. I'll admit the flavor is off for the land, but if you know MTG, you know that, you know, anyway, I think it works. It's not perfect, so I'm open to different ones, but just off the cuff, this feels right. Oh, fuck, Vortex Warp. Oh, yeah, that's not going to be... Is Vortex Warp actually in the book now? I think it is. No. Oh, Web. Duh. Web's a great one.
And Web is a green spell. So let's confirm just for brag. Green. Damn, motherfucker. Hell yes. God, that's a great spell. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Happy. Now we go to 3rd level. And we're not done yet, Kearney. Keep it up. I mean... if you're just going to hand it to me, I'm going to take it. You know? I'm just going to take it. Blink is a pretty cool blue ability. I'm pretty sure. I think it's blue and white because of teleportation effects. I tell you what, initially I was really angry that they made teleportation effects in Magic the Gathering a white energy, but I've gotten behind it. I still think it should be blue. So for the most part, we made them both white and blue. If it's a teleport effect, like Blink, yeah, white and blue. But I've gotten behind it.
I'm not 100% on board, but I accept it. Isn't Compel Duel an actual MTG spell? Oh, hey, freelance.
You know what? It might be, actually. Let's find out. MTG. Oh, huh. I didn't know they did that. Huh. Well, it looks like I'm going to need to do an update. It's emotional. I don't know why. Do you know why they made it green? Because that doesn't. I don't see that. I mean, it's what they did. So, and thanks for the call out on that, Zona. That's actually a really great call. So I think I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to have to take that into account. What level was that? 1?
It always confused me. Teleportation should be red.
Teleportation, you think should be red? I always thought it should be blue. Huh. Well, when you purchase this, you get this actual spreadsheet that I'm working on right now. So if you want to copy it and paste it, you can create your own list that contradicts mine all you want. I give it to you so you can edit it, so you can make the changes if you want to. I mean, I'll give you my best blush, but yeah, you're welcome to change it.
So, must be blocked means that it enhances the attacker. It kind of turns the attacker into an enchantment effect rather than directly poking the target emotion.
Huh. Until the end of the turn and must be blocked this turn. Oh, and that blocking effect, that's a green thing, isn't it? That's where they got it from. The Compel Duel is the flavor text that they attach to the mechanic. Because they do the mechanics first. It's bottom up. So they build mechanics first, and then they tack on the flavor on top of it. I'm pretty much sure that's how they did all the Forgotten Realms stuff. But hey, that's why we're updating this stuff, right? I don't guarantee to be 100%. I'm just trying to create consistency. So, all right. So we ran into that little schnoggle. Do we want to leave it? I'm going to leave Compel Duel. I'm going to leave it here. And you can all fight me over it if you want. But we'll probably end up just adding green as a nod of acceptance to Wizards of the Coast's decision to make it green. I am not beyond that. So I'm going to put just extra markers over here. That's something that needs to be looked at.
I think this wording makes sense for a beast tube. I am intruding into your territory. Gonna sit there and accept it.
Oh, okay. I can get behind that. Let's see. Counterspell, Crusader's Mantle. Daylight is, I believe, a Druid spell. It certainly should be. I mean, Fireball's pretty iconic for a red spell. Let's just give it to him. just to be snarky until we find something better. But I'm okay. I'm okay with your wizard. I'm okay with your druid having fireball. That sounds like fun. Fly. We're pretty much just eating lunch. Fly because of wind, air effects. Blue tends to be air and water stuff. But you know what? Honestly, I think gaseous form is more. I think gaseous form is listed as green. Yeah, it's green. Cool. So let's, and I think fly is green as well, isn't it? Yeah, it's also green. Well, that's going to be easy to resolve. So let's get rid of fly on blue, and let's go with gaseous form, because that's a very sensible green effect that the druid doesn't have access to. I think we're going to have more abundant targets for white and blue. Hypnotic pattern. That's a blue because it's illusion. It's not a. That's not a bad one. I'm here to eat your lunch. Pitter pattern. I wish they had taken. I just don't feel like they. I don't feel like the MTG team really dived in and connected with the D&D team about the cards that they made and color identity, because they don't care about it in D&D. They just don't care. It's not important to them, and that pisses me off to no end, because it's my chocolate and peanut butter. Give it to me. But beyond that, it's just they're in the same goddamn department. I would think that they would be able to connect that way. I'm pretty sure Druid has Revivify. Yeah. Let's see if there's a really interesting white thing on the last page, and then we'll have to get creative back at the front end. No, they've already got the elemental thing going. They don't need that too. Summon Fae, Tongues, Vampire Touch, Windwall, Warlock. Let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, very low priority. It just mucks up the, like, I'm apparently the only one who gives a fuck about trying to do this. So it's like, it's frustrating. Like, I'm out here on my own, guys. Help me out. I keep sending them emails and they just don't answer them. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to do this thing. You got any input on it? As an aura, 30-foot emanation, duration, create an aura at the start of which turns while it persists. You restore hit points to a creature. Oh, they're going to have that. Meh. Blinding Smites, not bad. Ooh, Crusader's Mantle? That might not be a bad one. Let's double check what this thing does. 30-foot emanation. That's a third level spell. That's really weak. That's so weak. Why would you take that? What a just fucktard stupid fucking spell for a third level spell. Get out of here. Gaseous Swarm. I mean, like, if you still had summoned animals and had like 16 wolves that all had Crusader's Mantle, yeah, let's go. But that's not the world we live in anymore. Ooh, Magic Circle. What a ward! What a ward! Let's just prove that I know what the fuck I'm talking about and confirm that Magic Circle is in fact a white or black spell. Thank you. So let's just go ahead and add Magic Circle. We're almost out of time. So we'll get this list done today, and then we'll come back tomorrow morning. Y'all are welcome to come back tomorrow morning and hang with me. That'd be great. Yeah, we're just gonna keep. We'll get this list done today, and then we'll come back and we'll do the rest of the Druid stuff and probably Warlock stuff tomorrow. Let's go to 4. All right, we're just gonna glance through here real quick to see if anything jumps out at us. Compulsion. Not a Druid spell. Designated direction as horizontal to you. Each charmed creature you must use as much of its movement as possible to move in that direction in its next turn, taking the safest route. After moving in this way, a target repeats the save, ending the spell in itself on a success. And it's concentration lasting time. Compulsion is kind of fun. UBR. And then there's Confusion. That's fun. Let's go with Compulsion. I think that's useful. Compulsion. UBR. Let's add it to R. And see if there's something more iconic that pops up, because we'd always drop this somewhere else if we need to. Death Ward. You touch a creature that grants it measure of protection from death. The first time the target would drop to 0 hit points before the spell ends. The target is instead dropped to 1 hit point and the spell ends. Subject, yeah, let's do Death Ward. That's really good. Tell me you want to play Golgari without actually building Golgari. I mean, nod to the Witherbloom, but we all know you're just emo Golgari. Goddamn Dimdor, that's not bad. Dominate Beast, that's probably on the list already. Fount of Moonlight, Freedom of Movement. Is that a Druid spell already? Okay, yeah, we can skip that one. The further up in the green, in the levels of spells we get, and the more likely a spell is to be green, it's a high likelihood it's already on the Druid list. So it becomes more and more difficult to find something unique, and we'll just end up bending into, fine, you'll just get this. But Polymorph, that is a really strong contender. Druid gets it already. It's a great contender, though. Stone Shape? Yeah, of course that's a Druid spell. Hey, what's up? Circle of Power. Give allies around you advantages against spells, plus evasion against successful saving. Ooh. Circle of Power. We'll get there. Vitrolic Sphere. Location within range. Acid. Acid. Blue and green. No, black and green, I mean, by Vitrolic Sphere. That's a good one. Vitriolic, thank you. Well, I mean, screw you too, Oofus. Where'd you go? Where'd who go? Yeah, you're right, it's Vitriolic. There, I'm gonna misspell on purpose, just to make it fit. What are we looking for? White and blue? White and blue. I mean, Wildfire on red is kind of on the nose. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. White and blue is what we're looking for. We're gonna have to start trawling. Ooh. Banishment. Banishment, white and blue. Let's call it blue. Just for now. Looking for something white, maybe blue. Wait a second. Divination's already on the list. Donate Ivard's Black Tentacles. Fount of Moonlight. Freedom of Movement. Check here again. Looking for something white, maybe blue. White, maybe blue. I cast Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound. He didn't actually cast the spell. I did, though. I mean, it is a hound, and it is faithful. Come on, Morty. Okay. I'm not going to spell it. I always call it M's. There. Hey. All right, what were we talking about? Circle of Power. Well, I'm going to feel embarrassed if I didn't make it blue, since you're asking about it. But hey, that's why we're making the changes, right? So we can have a bigger, badder system. Circle of Power. Aura radiates 30 foot. Duration, aura, allies, advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. That feels intensely... That feels intensely white to me. What is there a spell called Circle of Power in MTG? That's why we're calling it blue. Or what is the blue philosophy? Circle of Power. What is the philosophy that I don't understand that makes that blue? Because that smells white to me. Hey, it's a spell. Is it a spell? That doesn't seem like a legitimate something. No, props. Oh, hexproof. Got it. Let's see what I did with it. I suspect I made it white only. White and black. Same as Circle of Protection. But... I am open to debating that. And if I ended up going with it, you can say, fuck you, Phil. You can just add it to blue anyway, because it's you. But I like it. I'm going to keep it in white right now because that's where I have it. I suspect there's going to be a ton of cool stuff that we can do with the rest of the colors. And I am, damn near out of time. Okay, let's see if we can make this happen anyway. Let's go up to 5. Oh yeah, we're in 5th already. And let's see what other cool stuff is up. I mean, Bigby's Hand. I think that's a white, blue, and red effect. Just blue and red. It should be white because of the force effect. I like it having it. All right, we're going to finish these couple spells, and then I'm going to bounce for the day, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. So yeah, I am no way saying none of you guys are wrong. You might be well better at parsing magic, magic philosophy into D&D colors. I'm just going off of what I know is true, and this is a great opportunity for me to set aside any assumptions about what is, and bring this and update this so it's more universal. Cloud Kill, I'm certain, is blue and green. Let's verify. Blue and green. So that gives us our green spell, which is coveted because at 5th level, like what spells aren't already green that are on the Druid spell list? Well, we just handed us fucking Cloud Kill. That's fantastic. This might be easier than I thought. What am I looking for? Black and red. God, there's got to be stuff in here that's going to be cool for black and red. Like Dominate Person. That's probably a green spell. Well, I don't want to come across so pretentiously that I assume I know better than anyone else that comes in through the door. I'm just really motivated to get it right. So, but let Bob be your uncle. And Dominate Person is not on the list, but Dominate Monster is it not? Dominate Monster was a 4th level power. I kind of like Dominate Person being on here. I like that. But I'll replace it if we find something cooler. Destructive Wave. What? Destructive? Ooh, hold on. Give us a kiss. Destructive energy ripples outward. Each creature chooses emanation and constitution the saving throw. Fails save. Thunder damage. Or, okay, so this is probably going to be green, black, white, maybe red. Oh, God, it's every fucking color. Because thunder, okay, because thunder, necrotic, and radiant, right? Like, what a catch-all. Because radiant damage is white, necrotic damage is black, and thunder is blue, red, and green. That's how you get it to be all colors. It's just the narrative that you set behind it. If you use black, it doesn't have to be necrotic energy. The black mana opens the spell for you, and the spell itself allows you to do these things. So it's just extra style points if you use black mana for necrotic damage. But that's your choice. That's the flexibility that's built into the system. Prone sounds green in my head for some reason, because of sleep. Sleep, I did define sleep because it's only natural creatures, like constructs, unnatural things, demons, devils, angels. They don't have to sleep. Spirits don't have to sleep. Undead don't have to sleep. Things that are alive and are tied to nature actually do need to sleep. And thus we have sleep as a green spell. It's also blue. And I think we did that because of the Magic the Gathering card. I believe they have sleep is in Magic the Gathering. But yeah, sleep equals prone typically. So I can see that absolutely tied in. And that was, what was that? Why was I chasing this is? I'm sure I had a good reason. Destructive Wave, that's right. And it's not, yeah, that's perfect. All right, so let's take a quick look here just before we let it go for the day. Guidance, Divine Favor, Spiritual Weapon, Magic Circle, Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound, Circle of Power. You are a white druid. Cool. Mind Sliver, Featherfall, Blur, Hypnotic Pattern, Banishment, Bigby's Hands. I think we kind of lose the flavor theme a little bit here. So I'm gonna put question marks up here, just in case. Toll the Dead, Command, Darkness, Animate Dead, Death Ward, Dominate Person. I'm going to go with question marks here and here as debatable topics. Thunderclap, Compel Duel, Calm Emotions, Fireball, Compulsion, Destructive Wave. Red tends to hype things up instead of calm things down. So I'll call Calm Emotions as an iffy. Thorn Whip, Hunter's Mark, Web, Gaseous Form, Vitriolic Sphere, Cloud Kill, and I think Forest. I think that list nails green about as hard as this list nails white. So Druid land, when you finish a long rest, you get to swap out which of the color lands you're going with, and then you add these spells automatically as prepared. And again, if you're going Druid and you have Animate Dead and you wake up and you decide to switch to another land, you're going to lose control over this because you don't have Animate Dead on your list anymore. So if you're going to make undead, you either clean up your mess or you're willing to let them go, or you stay locked in on swamps. But yeah, I think that's a fun array. This is a good starting point anyway. Yeah, that's what we'll go at for now. So catch up with you guys. Yeah, that hexproof warding, that's not a bad call. All right. Okay, I got to bounce. I've got things I got to get going on, so I'm going to kick out for today. I'm going to be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Seattle time till noon, which is noon till 3 on the East Coast, in case you don't know how to do math. And thanks a lot for hanging out with me, guys. I fucking love doing this shit. It's so much more fun when MTG enthusiasts are around because
hey, if you've never seen it before, I just like introducing this, and then we'll obviously we have to fix these things, but we'll fix these things when we get to them. So that's it for now, guys. I will be back tomorrow morning. I will see you guys later. Cheers.